Hello, and welcome to one more review. Today, we will take a look at a super cheap RGB case from Aerocool, so stay tuned. The Aerocool Bolt is an ATX computer case that offers some cool RGB lighting effects and a side window for as little as $35. Not a bad deal, you would say, but let's take a closer look at it. The main feature of this case is its front RGB flow effects that look really nice and smooth, to be honest. And you can change the effects by pressing the RGB button near the I/O panel. It also has this fake carbon fiber pattern on the front that adds up a bit to the looks of the case. But if we take a closer look, we will notice that it hasn't any RGB controller, meaning that this LED stripe works independently. So, if you plan on adding more RGB to your system, you should buy a controller or use the headers on your motherboard, but you still won't be able to sync them together. The side panel is made out of a cheap acrylic, and I say cheap because by the time this PC build was finished, it already had cracks because neither the screwing points nor the thumb nuts had any protection that would prevent that. Something you would usually find on more expensive cases. The case is made out of very thin aluminum. In fact, it was so thin that I could feel how it bent during the build. At the top of the case, you will find a magnetic dust filter along with your I/O panel and the button to control the RGB effects. Inside the case, we can see that it has at least a Psu Tunnel and a 120mm exhaust fan. At the front of the case, we can mount up to 3 120mm fans. At the top and bottom, we can fit 2 more 120mm fans. A 240mm water cooler radiator will only fit on the front of the case, as the top mounts have limited clearance. Taking the opposite side panel off the case, we can see how the rest is designed and set up. We have the hard drive cages that allows you to install 2 3.5-inch drives, and it also has 2 separate 2.5-inch mounts, so you can have a total of 4 drives. Well, if you look at the case from a distance, you won't say that it's bad for what you pay for. But man, the quality build of this case is really bad. Now, to sum up, Aerocool tried to offer a very cheap case with some eye-catching features, but the overall quality build of this case is awful. The acrylic side window is so cheap that it gets scratched just by touching it. I could not really suggest this case for a new PC build. I would only use this case in order to rebuild maybe an older PC, which was also the reason why I bought it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe for more hardware tests and reviews. And as always, see you on the next one.